Namaskar friends, I am Shubhra Sinha, your course instructor, and this is lecture 3 of module 8 of the stress management course. In continuation with the consequences of uncontrolled social media usage, in this lecture we will discuss more about internet addictions and various forms in which it manifests itself. This is a recap of what we have tried to cover in this lecture. So, we will talk about the definition and symptoms of internet addiction, types of internet addiction, its causes and consequences for the user, and the possible treatment and management of this addiction in order to reduce the stress associated with it. Let us begin with the phenomena of internet addiction. This is simply refers to as problematic internet use or compulsive internet use where the user cannot stay back, cannot keep himself or herself from using internet even if he or she wants to do so. It is indicated by excessive use of internet, by spending an unhealthy amount of time online, which may result in detrimental effects on daily activities, interpersonal connections, and job or school related assignments. There is a clear lack of command which manifests itself in the struggle to regulate time for online activity and not being successful in doing so, even when there are clear adverse consequences for the same. If someone tries to stay away from internet, there may be a bunch of withdrawal symptoms that can be seen. For example, the person would feel stressed, agitated, or uneasy whenever he or she is not connected online. Similarly, the threshold of satisfaction decreases gradually, means in order to derive the same level of happiness or satisfaction or content, one has to spend more time over internet. There are different types of internet addictions. I have tried to summarize some of them here for you. For example, obsessive gaming or gaming addiction. We will talk about it in detail in the coming lecture because this has become a big problem of adolescents, children, and youth nowadays. So, what obsessive gaming is? It is basically an uncontrollable urge to play video games, that too for extended period of times. So short duration of play is not enough. Moreover, people try to speed up their important tasks so that they can curtail time from important activities and spend them playing online games. Another form of internet addiction is social media obsession. Social media obsession refers to excessive time spent on social networking sites, resulting in a feeling of jealousy or isolation or depression due to the negative remarks that one gets on social media platforms. Then, another form of addiction is online shopping addiction. So, there are so many apps available for online shopping like Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, JioMart, and so many apps are there. With every day, a new app is being added on the platform. So, one can download a number of shopping apps and one can simply go through those apps, scrolling one over the other and adding things to wish list, to cart, and many times purchasing something. in response to the lucrative sale announced by these online shopping apps. This may result in bulk of unnecessary buying, irresponsible buying behavior, which finally puts the person under financial strain. If we don't need things and we are simply buying it because it looks very attractive and it is very easy to buy it through the app, we don't have to go anywhere, we don't have to do much effort, and there is a heavy discount on the item which is usually proposed by these online shopping apps. One can have so many things which are redundant, which are not of use to us, collected at our household. It puts unnecessary pressure on our pocket, and we are left with less financial resources to carry out important functions. Another thing is cyber sex addiction. Cyber sex addiction is the involvement in excessive and compulsive use of online content, particularly related to sexual interactions. Then comes selfie addiction, which is also known as selfitis, as if this is some kind of disease. This particular phenomena can be described as a growing behavioral tendency for taking photos of oneself and share them on social media. Now, these photos which we take of ourselves is usually in a context which is either bizarre or difficult or adventurous. This tendency can lead to injury and accidents, and sometimes put the person in the mouth of death also. The causes of this kind of addiction is usually an earnest desire for social approval, for catching attention of other people, or a desire to enhance self-esteem through external approval in the form of likes and comments. Similarly, nomophobia is a relatively recent phenomena added in this list. It refers to no mobile phone phobia. You know, phobia is an excessive fear of something which actually presents little or no threat to the individual. However, once we develop phobia for a particular object or animal or anything, we get extremely anxious even at the thought of interacting with that object. So, what happens in no mobile phone phobia is if the person has a slightest possibility of uh, being away from their mobile phones, of being not able to use mobile phones for some time, the person enters into a state of excessive worry and anxiety, as if what will happen if the person would not use the mobile phone, would not check the status updates and the messages and the WhatsApp posts, as if something severe, something detrimental can happen. This is called nomophobia, no mobile phone phobia. There can be several causes for getting addicted to excessive internet usage. For the ease of understanding, we can classify these causes in psychological, environmental, biological, and other factor category. In psychological causes, we find that escaping from negative emotions is a big reason for people to get engaged with online activities. If I am stressed, if I am unhappy, if I feel worthless or meaningless, or if I simply lack a clear goal in my life which can keep me motivated, I may engage myself in substitute activities which are nothing but online activities. This provides us an effective escape from the feeling of anxiety, negative emotions, depression, or any other problem that we are currently having in our life. Although this provides a temporary escape, it can increase the problem further in future, because what we are doing is simply a distraction from the problem, not the resolution of the problem itself. Similarly, people who are having social anxieties, means who get anxious when they are supposed or expected to interact with people in real life, because they lack social skills. They don't know how to greet others, they don't know how to initiate a relationship or simply a conversation. They don't know how to present ourselves in a confident manner, or how to communicate our feelings and opinions in a way which is affirmative but not disrespectful for others. So, if I lack all these qualities or skills in real life, or if I simply have a perception that I won't be able to interact with people effectively, I am quite introvert, or I find myself very uncomfortable being with other people, I can take a resort in online world where I physically don't have to be present, I don't have to make an face to face interaction with others, rather I can present myself the way I want. I can present and represent myself. That means I can simply keep on revising the content that I want to post. I can apply filters, I can create the content with the help of different editing tools available with these platforms. And this helps me in presenting a very ideal and desirable image of myself in front of others. Now, this is something I can't do in real life interactions. There, people will judge me the way I am. So, this is another big reason to engage in online activities uncontrollably. Another reason can be linked with low self esteem, because on online platforms it is easier to manipulate the kind of feedback that you want by manipulating the content that you post over there. Positive remarks, positive feedbacks, having a long friend list can serve as a boost for one's self esteem, which was otherwise low. When we post any comment, opinion, or attitude towards something on online platforms, we find other people who share those opinions or views on the topic. This social approval, this validation which comes from others, help us to boost our self-esteem. Coming to environmental factor, easy accessibility is one factor that promote online activities. Nowadays, a smartphone is something which we find in every hand. In each household, if there are 4 persons, it may not be very unlikely if we get 5 mobile phones, one extra for emergency usage. This is in addition to the laptop, desktops, or tablets available in the home. So, easy accessibility and economic rate of data. If you buy data for your mobile phone, the data is also very cheap. India is a country where the availability of data is very comfortable, it is very much quick, and this is very affordable also. So, this affordable data which is available to us and the easy accessibility of smartphone is making us more prone towards online activities. Then there is a strong influence of social media, of internet, which can stem from factors like peer pressure and societal norms. So, if everybody is using social media platforms around me and I'm not using, this can put me as the odd one out. In order to get assimilated with the ongoing social trends, I may prefer to do the things others are doing, or simply I can receive pressure from my peer that okay, I'm on Facebook, please open a Facebook account and follow me. I have posted the pictures of that picnic, of that trip, and please open a Facebook account and join my account in order to view all those photographs. So due to the pressure which comes from peers, or due to social standard that everybody is using, everybody is being involved in such activities, all of us are having accounts on this platform, then why not me? This kind of influence can also encourage me opening social media accounts and operating on such platforms. And then in case of minors, a very important factor is lack of parental supervision. These minors can get easily affected from the influences which they get from other people surrounding them. They have a lot of curiosity about what happens on such platforms. They have a certain kind of fascination in being engaged in online activities. So, if the adolescents, the children, even the young adults are not properly supervised, they may get indulged in excessive internet use, leading to internet addiction. Coming to biological factors, it has been found that engaging with online content elicits dopamine release, which is a neurotransmitter that plays a key role in the feeling of pleasure and reward. Just because we have enough content, we can keep switching from one content to the other, just because it is easier to find the content of our own interest, just because it is so absorbing and engaging that we simply forget about all other things and we can do activities of our choice. We get endless options of doing such activities. The experience becomes so pleasant for us, and as soon as we feel pleasure, dopamine starts secreting in our nervous system. Recent studies are also reporting a very shocking or surprising finding that if we are addicted to internet, if we spend a lot of time on internet, that too on a regular basis, this can lead to restructuring of synaptic networks inside the brain, leading to enforcement of online activities and making it a habit rather than an occasional activity. Such researchers need more time and more attention for further for sharpening our understanding further about the topic. Other factors may include the interesting design of games and social media content that becomes sedentary for us, and we keep scrolling the social media platforms for quite some time. Then there is a lack of physical activity as we become so immersed in online gaming or online activities. And finally, the lack of physical activity, the sedentary effect of online activities can lead to different kind of mental health problems like ADHD, depression or anxiety if we are not allowed to use the internet regularly. There can be several consequences of this internet addiction. The first and foremost is definitely the mental health issue, which not only includes stress and anxiety and depression, but also jealousy, competitiveness, comparison, insecurity, Low self esteem as we get negative comments or no comments on what we have posted. So, a number of psychological consequences can be there which are not very good for the person. Then comes social isolation. We become so engaged in the virtual world that we start ignoring the real world completely, thereby compromising the real life connections for the virtual connections. So it is like like having hundreds and thousands of online friends and followers, but in real life we have one or two, or may not be even a single one, because we have simply ignored that part. Sleep disturbances are common, as I said earlier also. The more screen time would be there, the less sleep time would be available for the person, and that too accompanied by a poor quality of sleep, where the duration of REM sleep increases more than the non REM sleep of stage 3 and 4, leading to a feeling of fatigue even after taking a 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Then there are several health problems which are found in people addicted to internet. These problems can be associated with the health of the eyes, which is the first organ to interact with the radiations of the screen that we are addicted to. Then comes the response of our brain. Many times the nervous system starts showing altered firing. As if I was mentioning, the newer researchers are telling us that extensive use of internet over extended period of time can lead to restructuring of brain wiring, leading to a new kind of predispositions, a new kind of behaviors that we found in people. However, one can try to manage the situation, and this is quite possible to do it with the help of the techniques mentioned below. The first one is the cognitive behavioral therapy that can be tried. So, here the individuals can pinpoint and modify harmful thought patterns and behaviors associated with their reliance on internet. We can be a part of support groups, whether these support groups are virtual or physical. We can always be a part of them, and it can helps in maintaining the commitment to do away with such things. Digital detox is an important thing that can be observed. So, there must be fixed hours for which the person should be away from all digital equipments, no matter whether it is a mobile phone or a, a tablet or a laptop, anything through which we can access internet. So we must stay away from all kind of digital tools and equipments, so that we can limit our screen time and get a period of detox. Reaching out to a mental health professional can be a good idea if all these things are not working properly, are not helping the person to coming over the situation. This was all about the phenomena of internet addiction, its primary causes, and the way it can be managed. So, what we learned today is that internet addiction happens when someone uses the internet compulsively and excessively. There are several types of internet addiction, which ranges from obsessive gaming to social media obsession, online shopping addiction, cyber sex addiction, nomophobia, and selfie addiction. However, effective and careful use of cognitive behavioral therapy, getting connected with support groups, observing digital detox, and seeking professional help can improve the scenario and reduce the withdrawal symptoms associated with the internet addiction. Here are the references that you can go through for further reading. Few more references for your reading. The list goes on. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.